Welcome to day one. Why do we want to be successful, like materially successful in the first place? It's a question, again, I asked myself a very long time ago. Unless you make money and you're not able to spend time with your family, being there for your family, creating a business which allows you to spend time for your family in the first place, um, unless you end up creating a business which is like a cage, like you're literally sitting on the business 24/7, cannot spend time with your family, cannot be there for your kids, cannot be there for your parents, cannot be there for your siblings, cannot be there for your friends. That business is actually a cage, and that's not what you want to create. I promise you, I have been there, and I used to work like 18, 19 hours a day. I'd go back, sleep for a few hours, go back to work. I created a cage for myself back in the days. I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago. That's not what you want to create. Business is all about creating a way where you have the time for your family. Imagine, your kid coming to you and saying, Dad, you didn't turn up to my, football match. Or your daughter coming to you and saying, well, you didn't take me to watch a movie, or didn't take me to a soft play, or you didn't turn up to my parents teachers meeting. Or for that matter, your siblings telling you, or your parents telling you, like, you were not there for me when I was ill, or you were not there for me in the sense of, like, you didn't help financially or emotionally or morally, just being there. That's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to be. The aim is to create where you can be there for your family. But how do you create that? How do you create something like this? Again, I insist on it that you're not going to create a business in 12 months, right? Anyone who's telling you that you can create a business in 12 months and be really super profitable and live an amazing life, bullshitting you, right? Nothing happens like that unless you're this very lucky. You come up with this unicorn idea, you take it to the market, and people are throwing money at you. Maybe if you're that lucky person, I don't know. I just wasn't that person. I just had to work really, really hard at my business, had to work really hard on learning the skills that are required to be able to create a system where now I'm able to, spend that time with my family, with my kids, my wife, with my parents, with my siblings, and so on and so forth. But how do you create that? How do you learn the skills? Now, here is day one, where I feel there's a bunch of things that you can do to be able to really succeed at becoming a professional property investor and a developer. One is, please surround yourself with people that inspire you, that pull you up. Now, you must have heard this a million times. I do come across people where they know everything. You speak with them, they know everything, but they're not successful. The reason they're not successful is because they don't go and apply it, right? It's about surrounding yourself with people who are actually already there where you want to be in your business, right? A property investor, a developer, surround yourself with those people. And accountability. Accountability can be done in two ways. Either you find yourself an accountability buddy. We can help you through the PEN platform, give you an accountability buddy where you both hold yourself accountable, or you can hold yourself accountable by literally looking in the mirror. Now, I must insist on this. This is so important. Now, again, people, don't do it. Please do it. It's not about just knowing it. It's about doing it. Hold yourself accountable like you are a part of a military, right? You are this man who is going to hold himself accountable, herself accountable to the maximum potential that you can achieve. Okay? So set yourself a goal. You may not achieve that goal fully, but your aim is to hit it as hard as you potentially can. There's no binge watching Netflix or Amazon. There's no watching. I mean, for the good part of 10 years, I did not watch TV, right? Only because I was building these skills. It's about holding yourself accountable to whatever goal that you might set for yourself. Okay. Now, within that, you need to really simultaneously put your foot down on learning these skills. First, your hard skills, that is your professional becoming a professional property investor skills, developer skills. Then you have your leadership skills, your sales skills, persuasion skills, and then your creativity skills. These are the things you need to focus on to be able to get to a point where you are able to create a property business, treating it like a business, and not just saying, oh, I want to build a property business, really putting your foot down on learning and then execution at the same time. Okay, simultaneous execution is the game, and at the same time holding yourself accountable to your goals. Like literally looking in the mirror and saying, okay, I put myself this goal of making 100 calls today. Did I make the 100 calls? Did I really reach that point of making 100 calls to the landlords looking for more deals, to property investors, people who have money sitting so you can leverage that money, making sure that you're doing your events, making sure you're learning these skills, making sure that you're becoming a consultant. This is a question I was asked a long time ago, to why would I do events? I mean, the first step is to create a high income skill, which is to become a advisor. Like, if you observe me, most of the time I'm really advising people on what to do, really just telling people what to do. But unless I didn't know all of this, I would never be able to build a business in the first place. So a high income skill comes in multiple forms. One is learning like the professional property investors developer skills, and then taking that as becoming a consultant, and then advising people, doing your events regularly. Very important. All of this will help you create a property business that will eventually evolve and help you create a multi-million portfolio. Now, even if you don't have a lot of your own money, or maybe none of your own money, doing events, becoming a consultant will help you leverage on other people's money. Remember, investors give money to only those people who know what they're doing in the first place. If you don't know what you're doing, they're not going to give you money. So you need to learn the skills in the first place. Proving yourself every step of the way. Now, day one, your job is to first go and find yourself accountability buddy. If you've not found one yet, if you want to message us, we will help you find someone from within the network. And or you can actually choose someone from your family, friends as well, someone who you really trust, who's going to give you a completely unbiased accountability and their perspective on how you're doing in the first place. Like I said, you could really again, this is something I'd like to share as well. A lot of people, in fact, most people, overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years, right? It's a game of persistence. Again, cliche. I know you've heard this a lot of times, but again, I need to insist on this, right? There's a negative correlation between ego and learning. The only people that I know who become successful by learning is when they put their ego aside and say, look, I don't know anything, and I'm just going to put my head down and really learn. If you watch me even now, I'm taking mentorings, I'm taking trainings from multiple people. I'm listening to as many books as I potentially can, like really keeping, well, first of all, having no ego, but then even if you do, keeping that ego aside and saying, I'm going to put my head down and say, I'm just really going to learn these skills. Because if there's someone out there who's making money from property business and development, and you are not, it's purely because that person knows something that you don't. And really, you need to keep that ego aside and say, I don't know this, and I'm going to learn. The funny thing is paradoxical as it may sound, is the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. So the ego really starts to decline and the skills really start to go up. It's a negative correlation. So it's almost like the ego is going down and the learning is going up. And this is what you call the high income skills, right? And the more you, like I said, you learn, you realize the more you don't know. I mean, even now, I speak with people, I know nothing in comparison to them. But that's absolutely fine. I'm on that journey, I'm learning. But while I'm learning, while I'm doing, executing behind the scene and growing my portfolio and growing my business, I'm really out there serving people so I can learn more from you guys as well. So really, day one, accountability, writing your goals down, persistence, and saying, I'm going to learn these 4 skills: hard skills, persuasion skills, leadership skills, creativity skills. This is where your day one is. And then start to do your events. Start to, like I said, really focus on learning the skills so you can become a consultant. As a consultant alone, you can make 6 figures, right? That's your day one. There's 6 more days to go, and I promise you, that by the end of the 7th day, you look back and you be like, I really, really know what to do in property business. Day one, so this is day one. Within day one, maybe before I finish, I'd like to maybe share this, that you need to focus on one kind of strategy. Maybe you want to focus on planning uplifts. Maybe you want to focus on conversions. Maybe you want to focus on BRR, which is buy, refurb, refinance, rent or sell. Pick one because it helps. It's always good to learn all the skills. Maybe picking one right from start helps you. But again, going forward, you'll get clarity on, irrespective of if you have money or you don't have money, irrespective of the location, or maybe depending on the location, you will get strategies based on your individual situation. So you could be one where there's no money or some money or maybe lots of money, or you are in a certain location. What would what would that entail? What can you do in that situation? I will give you clarity on every step of the way in the next 7 days, so you can focus on growing your property portfolio and your passive income at the back of that. Have an amazing day.